We've got James Whale with the newspapers, his take on what's in those, right after Charlotte with a rundown of what else is happening.
Thanks, Eamon. The family of Ian Tomlinson, who died at the G20 protests in London last year, will find out today if a Scotland Yard riot squad officer will face prosecution over his death. The 49-year-old newspaper seller died...
Newspapers now, and by and large David Cameron has been thought to have had a pretty successful trip to Washington. James Whale now with his take, and you have a headline here. There was he's mentioned Britain being the junior partner, and historically he's got a date wrong as well.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he does show himself up over and over again, and this, you know, the photograph here of them aping each other as they walk along is of a great worry, more concerned about their images rather than actually what they are supposed to be doing. This time, David Cameron
They all
is
look
upset.
like Man at Burton,
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you remember those catalogues? What were those catalogues called?
Man at CNA, where
That's
they were
right,
Freeman's.
yes. Yes. They stood there like that. They're doing the male model pose. David Cameron has made a huge mistake. He said, we were the junior partners, of course, in the Second World War in 1940. It says in this article in the paper that Churchill would have been turning in his grave. Of course he would. And I'm getting a little bit annoyed about...
Well, this is because America didn't come in until after Pearl Harbor.
Exactly.
That was December 41, wasn't it?
Yeah. We've been in there since 35. You know, we were definitely the
39.
senior part. 39 was it?
39.
What did I say?
You said
35. You see how easy it is
like
to
a
slip
teacher
up?
here this morning.
My God. Right, moving on. I've had enough of that one. But no, this is a real worry, I think, that we have him here kind of kowtowing to the Americans, and that's going to make us a little silly.
There's also been a deal done. Again, if we move to this Gary McKinnon situation, because the president, he was talking about, there'd be some sort of appropriate deal done, and it looks like now Gary McKinnon, the computer hacker, if he does serve time, it would be in a British jail.
Well, this is like what's his name and Goliath, you know, the little chap.
David and Goliath.
That's it. He's such a good
Or
teacher,
Samson and Delilah.
Yeah, Samson and Delilah. There's this guy who, and he's been. This is quite old. You know, this has been going on for years. This poor chap has had to live with this. Why on earth the Americans didn't realise that their security systems are so appalling that anybody can hack into them?
But is that not a result that he'll not be going to America?
Well, I don't think he would ever. If he'd gone to America, I think public opinion was. We used to talk about this a lot on my radio show on LBC, and people got very upset about it. And quite frankly, I think this particular case was damaging this so-called special relationship where the Americans think they can do whatever they like.
Yes, and Gary McKinnon felt he could do whatever he liked.
Well, no, he didn't. And if you read the story, you know the story about him. He was sort of looking for evidence of extraterrestrials, all that sort of thing, and quite easily got it. Not only did he get into their top-secret computer, he left his name and number for them to contact him.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
Now, we moved to Britain's Got Talent, and there's a lady appeared there, but now she's suing Simon Cowell. She wants £2.5 million. Why?
Well, because she didn't realise she was going to be humiliated. That's the whole point of the show. That's why we love it. We love seeing Simon stick it to them. I saw this actual episode. This woman was appalling. She couldn't sing. She couldn't hold a note. She wasn't pleasant on the eye. And apparently she has a disability that means she can't hear her voice properly, which is what she's saying. And so she's suing for being humiliated, and she's an idiot, in my view. And quite frankly, the sooner she gets put in her place, the better.
Why would you go?
Well, she can try. Why would you go on a programme like that and then complain about being humiliated?
Because
and what a waste of money.
They have a talent that others don't see.
Well, luckily, Simon Cowell, and I'd be prepared to tell her as well, you can't sing, don't bother to try again.
And imagine if she does win, how many other people are going to step forward?
She isn't going to win. This is a stupid case. Why has she been encouraged to do this, and why it's going to cost a fortune? The only winners in this are lawyers.
Quick one about a stupid camera.
Oh, you like this, don't you? Yes. This is a speed camera. It's been set up by a council, costs a couple of £1,000, and it's to make sure nobody going to their local tip goes over 5 miles an hour. If you get caught speeding at the tip, 3 times, you're never allowed
This
back.
is the refuge centre at King's Lynn in Norfolk, and a council spokesman defended the use of this surveillance camera, saying our first consideration is safety. If you have been run over at the council tip at King's Lynn in Norfolk, or suffer from speeding traffic going in and out there, please do let us know this morning. The speed some people want to deliver those bin bags out.
All these queues at my local tip anyway, so I can't believe anyone can even get the muster to speed off.
What are they doing in King's Lynn? If you get banned from the tip, where are you going to do it? I
And
suppose
finally,
fly
the
tipping.
Devil's work.
OK, right. Manchester United. They are the Devil's team.
We
Did
are
you
the
know
Red
that?
Devils.
You
We
are the Devil's team. And in Malaysia, you're being really rounded on here because Muslim clerics say in this mostly Islamic country that this is a really dreadful. Can you see that? Yeah, the little
the
red
badge,
devil
little
there.
red devil.
That's
It
what they're
glorifies
complaining about.
Satan.
It glorifies Satan, and they don't want you in. You should be ashamed of yourself. I mean, absolutely, wearing a little red devil. What do you think about that,
I've
Charlotte?
never spotted that before.
No, well, I never spotted that
What?
before.
Looking at him in a whole new light.
Whoa! Well,
What?
we don't
You've never
follow
spotted that before?
That little
I can't
red
say I've
devil.
examined the logo in
Yeah.
great depth before.
You
So
live
I'm in
such a
trouble
sheltered
now.
life.
What are they going to wear if they go to Malaysia?
Well, they're not going to wear Brazil, Portuguese, Barcelona, Serbia or Norway shirts because they have a cross and it's a moderate nation, an Islamic nation, and they don't have the
Maybe
Yeah.
put a little bit of tape
So can
over
we
it,
say
something.
then that Man U are not going to be playing in Malaysia, or?
Man United are a worldwide force. We'll see. We'll see what happens there.
OK.
Thank you. I still can't get over Charlotte didn't know who the Red Devils are. Sunrise
dear.
on a Thursday. James, thank you. See you next week.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you very much indeed. The website. See, what you don't understand, it's a concept more than a genre.
I've never heard of prog rock.
No. I'm not
Have
very
you?
pleased it's making a comeback either.
No, it sounds awful.
Anyway.
I've had loads of tweets this morning.
Have you?
Joe Cole was in the papers and he said, I'm now playing for the biggest club in England. And that just provoked a massive response.
When did he sign for Man U?
Well, that's what a lot of people are saying. Emma in Dublin, no, to be big, you have to be successful, and they just aren't. Sammy says, maybe they are, but the most winning club is what's important, and he just left that one. And Gary Foster said, typically stupid comment made by players who haven't played for Man United.
There we go. I'm talking about Man United.
Speaking
yes.
of which, less than a month to the start of the new Premier League campaign, the pre-season build-up is in full swing. Man United made it 2 wins out of 2 on their...
OK, how far's the weather got to go? Here's Isabel with that.
It's looking pretty showery again for England and Wales. Some storm activity as well, but it's calming down across the north.
The other major news making the headlines. Charlotte with those details.
The family of Ian Tomlinson, who died at the G20 protests in London last year, will find out today if a Scotland Yard riot squad officer will face prosecution over his death. It was on April the 1st last year that Mr Tomlinson died, shortly after walking through the crowds of demonstrators who'd gathered in the city of London. Just after 7 p.m, Tomlinson walked up King William Street near the Bank of England.